Hi all, how's it going today? Today I'm just going to take you through a little bit about the sharing economy and then how Camplify plays a part in that, our journey and what's next for us. All right, so the sharing economy really is nothing new to humans as a society. We've been doing this for a long time. We've been renting, buying, swapping, bartering, but now we've just got a new way to do it. We've got technology that enables us to actually scale this out to a better way to actually do things and consume products. So essentially the sharing economy boils down to one thing. I have something, you need something, let's use a technology platform and a startup to be able to enable that transaction. It's pretty simple. So the collaborative consumption or sharing economy world can be a little bit difficult to actually work out who's who in terms of what they do. The keys to it are really three. So there's peer-to-peer, and that's where Camplify sits, as well as other companies like Airbnb or MadPaws or the other ones on there. There's collaborative consumption, so that is when you have a business to consumer product. So a great example, that's GoGet, where they have a pool of cars that you can go and use on demand when you want them. Or we have something like business to enterprise, which is like Amazon Web Services, which is an on-demand platform that you can use anytime you want and pay per hour or per day. So the keys to the collaborative consumption economy and business actually having success are these key things up here. So an online reputation for users to see, a community of people that want to participate in that particular product, an easy payment system so it's simple to transact, a feedback loop so that you can actually give a review and see other people's reviews, and a user support system that can actually help people to use the platform more effectively. So it all boils down to the two sides of the equation. And for someone to actually be successful in the sharing economy of business, you need to have something that is a high net worth investment for an owner and a renter that has something that wants to consume it only on a per day or a per week irregular basis. So that you have someone that's highly invested from what they've got and someone that's highly invested from the fact that they want to use something and continue to use that product over and over and over again. So how does Camplify fit into that? Well, we're a two-sided marketplace. We provide caravan owners who have invested a significant amount of money into their caravan or RV or motorhome, whatever it might be, and generally only use it for about 6 weeks of the year. But on the other side, we have holiday makers who want to go on this type of holiday, they want access to this type of facility, but they don't want to be locked into actually having to purchase a caravan. They want to have the freedom to be able to go on different types of holidays all the time. So we connect those two parties together in a simple, easy-to-use platform that allows the two parties to actually transact online and consume that product over and over and over again. So just to give you a bit of perspective on where Australia sits and how big the market is in terms of caravan or RV ownership. So up there we have the light grey there in Australia, and that represents around about 11% ownership of the world's RV markets. So there are other key markets, and that's not including the US. The US is a massive market as well. So in Australia, we have about 502,023 registered RVs, roundabout. Whereas in Great Britain, for example, they have over 850,000 RVs. In Germany, over 1.8 million. In France, over 1.6 million. And then we go into the US, which is upwards of about 6.5 million. So it's a huge market in terms of RV ownership throughout the world. And looking at who actually consumes camping nights in those same type of markets, we can see that we all think that Australia would be number one in that market because we have great weather and always outdoors, but actually we're not. So countries like France and Germany actually consume a huge amount more camping than we do. So in Australia we do around about 19 million nights a year caravanning camping. In France and Germany, they're upwards of 36, 45 million nights a year in that space. So that gives you a bit of an example of the two sides of the marketplace. So we have this huge amount of people that actually want to go camping, but only a fraction of those actually own and have access to an RV. So here's a bit of an example of our customers who are our owners. So over here we have Greg up the top there, who's a private owner, semi-retired. He's happy to go and drop his RV off for someone to use in a campsite, or he's happy for someone to come and pick it up and take it away. Down here we have Chris, who only wants to drop his RV off because he's invested a huge amount into it and he thinks it's a bit too complex for people to actually come and take it away. Up the top here we have Matt, who owns more than one RV. He started using our platform and realised that he's actually making a significant amount from the sharing economy. So now he's up to 6 and 7 types of RVs. And down here we have Natalie, who says, you know what, I don't really have time to go and drop it off or anything, but someone can come to my house, take it away, and away they go. So on the other side we have our hirers, and our hirers are once again in 4 different categories. So up here we have Ruben, who wants to go on a self-drive, multi-stop road trip holiday. We have Jane, who wants to take her couple of kids away on a caravanning holiday, but doesn't want to drive it, doesn't want to do anything. She just wants to turn up to the holiday park and everything's set up for her. We have Sarah, who wants to go to an event, so a horse riding event or a music festival, doesn't matter what it is, but she wants some easy-to-use, consumable accommodation close to that event. And then we have Trent, who wants to get involved in this space. He wants to buy a caravan, but there's no way for him to actually do a road test, try before you buy at the moment, other than use a platform like ours. So how do we make money? We basically charge a commission on every booking that comes through our platform. We also have an excess reduction policy to reduce the liability that you have to pay. We have an online store, and we have some customers that are a higher level than our standard customers that we charge a premium membership for to add extra services to them. So our competitive advantage is that we were born out of the NRMA Slingshot program. We have them as an investor in our business. They're a key partner. They're one of Australia's top 5 most trusted brands. We have a huge network and a massive amount of community involved in our product that are building reviews over time so that it helps people to understand which are the right RVs for them to choose. We have an exclusive insurance product that is a per day product, which means that you can be insured with anyone you like, and as long as you hire through us, you just pay per day when your RV's hired out. We have a technology platform that's built for scale and that can allow us to go anywhere in Australia and pretty much with some localisation anywhere in the world. So just to give you a bit of an idea about what we did, so we came up with the idea basically on a pitch deck like this, on a piece of paper. We went to the Slingshot Roadshow. We pitched that idea. We actually pitched against 3 other RV sharing platforms at the same time. We got in, they didn't, which is great. We joined that program. Over 12 weeks, we built out our product. Our customers understood what they were going to be, and we started on the road to actually providing an MVP, which took us about 6 months to launch since that program started. At the end of that program, we raised some capital, including NRMA, who invested in us. Since then, we've grown to be one of the biggest user bases and biggest platform in Australia to provide this. Just to give you a bit of an example, so we're at, I think today, maybe 1,750 RVs on our site. The biggest RV rental fleet in Australia is Apollo RVs. They have 3,000 in Australia. They started in 1984, so we started December 2014, and we're almost at where they're at the moment as well. So we then raised another $2 million in funding, and Apollo was one of the people the primary investors in us at that point. And right now we're expanding into the UK and we'll be ready to launch in around about 6 to 8 weeks. So this slide is always out of date because we're constantly growing, but it says there's 1,600, I think we're up to 1,750, but we grow by around about 20% month on month, and significant amount of users on both sides that are growing. So in Australia in the next 12 months, our goal is to get to 3,500 RVs, and that really still only represents a very small percentage of the population that actually go caravanning and camping every year. So in the non-Australian markets, our goal is to really take what we've established here and expand that into the UK market and grow that user base, grow that community, do that with key partners, including the equivalent of the NRMA in the UK, and provide a same sort of platform, the same sort of growth levels that we've seen in the Australian market. So that's it. So endless adventures and thousands of RVs. Enjoy.